Hi, it's Bill, the computer guy. Today we're working on a Quantum Alliance SCIO computer. And so basically, I'm going to just start it off here. It's got a few programs on it that I'm probably going to take off. And let's see if it loads up. Yes, it is loading up. Okay, great. And so dialog box, continue. Okay, so now what we need to do, we're just going to go over a couple of basic instructions here. So we click continue here, and we see the password page. See, no other icons are lit up at this point, because we have to go through a sequence of events in order to get these, the calibration and test icon to light up. So first we have to go into password, and then you'll see there's a couple of more, the biofeedback and therapy icons lit up here. And so basically we need to go to demographics, because we need to put somebody in here first before the other icons will allow us to push them. Okay, so we're going to Gaia, the planet Earth. I was select no, the client has not made any changes unless there is a visible improvement in the client. And so we want to make sure that we have this all filled out correctly. Now, as far as the organs being removed, I consider teeth as organs because they're all sort of connected. So to have 2 teeth removed, I'll put 2 organs removed. I don't always do that, but sometimes it's a question that you should raise in your own mind and figure what you want to do. Synthetic drugs. There's a lot of synthetic drugs in the environment. Smoke. How many times do you smoke a day? Well, I usually put it up to sort of, 7 or 8, just because there's a lot of air pollution in the air, and particularly with the geoengineering, weather modification programs with the aluminum, barium, strontium, etc. being sprayed in the air. So I consider that smoke. Number of street drugs, amalgam fillings. Most people have at least 2 nowadays. Street drugs, known allergies, unresolved mental factors. So I like to put this up high. They talk about greed, anger, etc. But I usually like to put it up high so that the computer will dig in and try and pull out more things that could be related to this. Okay, percent of fat in the diet. 2% is common. On the Genius iOS software, which is the alternative software, which I sell as an alternative, the trial version is $70. It gives you a 35-day trial period for that. It comes with a 32 gigabyte flash drive, and you can try that software out. But that software in the SOC index, they call it something a little bit different. Basically, the norms are filled out for you. So for instance, if 2% is the normal percent in the average diet, then it's already filled out as 2%, so you don't have to mess with it. Stress factors, I usually put it up there high, you know, because there's a lot of stress in my world, and so I can imagine how, I mean, you wouldn't be here trying to check your stress out if you didn't have a high level. So I just normally put it up high, and that way the device can sort of get an idea. Normal exercise sessions per week. I don't normally exercise as much as I should. Should have at least two exercise sessions per week, 20 minutes per session, and preferably break a sweat. Sugar products, I usually put at least 2 sugar products. I'm not into refined sugars, but I do eat a lot of fruit. Alcohol, I use kombucha and water kefir and things like that, and so I sort of consider that alcohol. Coffee, I'm not into coffee, I'm not into tea. Any coffee or tea drank after 2 o'clock tends to be in the system in the evening, so people tend not to get good sleep if they drink coffee after 2 o'clock. And so extreme toxic exposures. Living here in California, we get a lot of fallout from nuclear radiation and the chemtrail activity, or should I say the geoengineering weather modification programs. A lot of fallout from that, so I consider that toxic exposure. And let's see, major injuries of the past. Now, I consider broken bones major injuries. So I have had broken ribs several times. Major infections, I've had the mumps and measles, so I consider those. Glass of water. And overweight, so I'm good there. Okay, so that's filled out, and so you'll see that the test icon here is not highlighted, so we can't click on it. So we have to go to the next thing down the line, which is basically the calibration. So we go to calibration, and I like to do this computer risk neutralization, because basically what it does is sort of synchronizes the computer and device. And so, let's see. I always click here to further adjust the clock on the software, and so the software, computer, and device are sort of more synchronized. But theoretically, if you just do the fast track calibration, it's done, and you don't need to do that. Okay, so now we're into calibration. So we're going into calibration. So calibration is basically where the device is sending some baseline electronic signatures or signals to the client to see how the client reacts. And then we'll get an idea of how to set the electrophysiological therapeutics during the rest of the session. And so that was a pretty fast calibration right there. And so now we see that the test icon is highlighted. So now we can go into the test. So otherwise, these icons, some of these icons will not light up. They will not allow you to click on them unless you go through the normal sequence, which is normally the password, the demographics, and calibration, and then you can go into test. And so here we are on the test page. And so basically, here's where you can go and run the electrophysiological reaction test to over 10,000 items on the matrix. This being the main matrix, where it will test your reactions to dental isodes, herbs, vitamins, minerals, venoms, muscle reactions, allersodes, emotions, etc. So it'll test various things to get an idea of what's going on in the body. So here, all these things in the red are something that are of concern. Anything over 100 is going to be a concern. Now these are the things that are affecting the body currently. Then if we go up here, oh, we have a lot of things in the red here. But anyway, if we go on the opposite side of the list, these will be the acute items. These are the things that have been affecting the body for a very long time and are perhaps the root cause of stress. And we still have a lot of things in the red here. So anyway, that's a little bit about that. Now, the system power settings, quantum indeterminacy field, as from what I understand, should be set before the test is done. And so the quantum indeterminacy field makes the system a little more quantic in its actions. The software is a trinary software, and so it's a quantic software in itself. Now, this also has a scalar boost. You can go into scalar boost and various other things. But once again, my favorite thing here is to go into biofeedback therapy. And so basically what I'll do is, you can see in the purple up here on the top, that is going to be a suggested therapy. This is trivector DNA stress reduction and autoscalar therapy. Scalar is like the chakra tune-up. And so basically what I do is I'll go right down the line here. Do the first therapies suggested in with the colors, the scalar and trivector DNA, and then just go down here to right frequency therapy, auto trivector, color therapy, spinal therapy, auto voltage, amperage, and resistance, and NLP. I'll just go right through that page. And this is sort of standard protocol that I use. And so the next would be, okay, so next what I normally do is I'll go into the risk profile. Now, there's all different pages you can go to. There's over 1,000 pages in this software, and then in the Geno software there's probably just as many. So basically in here, risk profile, we go to, so this is the condensation of the main matrix, basically sort of narrowed down to basically immune system, circulation, sugar regulation, trauma, digestive, bacteria, environmental, oxidation, parasites, respiratory, cholesterol, blood, bone, inflammation, toxicity. Basically it's condensing what's going on in the matrix. And so here once again I go right from the top down. First you want to click on, say, the top 3 items. Sugar regulation comes up pretty high because most people are taking a lot of sugar. So anyway, you want to do the electrophysiological stress reduction for the top 3 items on the risk profile first. So once you do that, and if you're interested in a biofeedback course that I teach, you can contact me as well. I go through the basic protocols for the EPFX SCIO software and the Geno software. And so let's see, so here we can go into the various things. Now there's the Oriental herbs. Basically what I'll do is I'll just go in here, click the top high items here. So we got anti-asthmatic, regulates lungs. Okay, I'll just click these and then it'll bring it down here, and I just do stress reduction for that as well, make a report. And I do this for all the items here: vitamins, minerals, amino acids, etc. And then the one that I think is one of the most beneficial. It's always good to go into the minerals as well, because the minerals hold the foundation of the frequencies you're sending into the body. So we have the virtual doctor, or the virtual DR, stress reduction. It's one of my favorite programs, and so with the newer software it's a little bit more simplified. Somebody sent me this computer because they were having a problem with it, and I'm just sort of testing it at this point. I also do repairs on laptops if you're interested. So this is further condensation of the main matrix test that will give you an idea of what's going on in the body and things that the body may need. Now this is showing a chocolate allergy. The chocolate actually contains, it says chocolate irritates all women's conditions. The chocolate actually normally will contain a certain amount of caffeine, and caffeine interferes with digestion. So if you drink coffee or any of those things with caffeine, then within 2 hours of eating you may, or within eating or after eating, you may have digestive problems. Okay, so yeah, so chocolate interferes with digestion, so be careful with that. And normally I'll, down here if there's an option to make a report, I'll make a report. And so basically what I'll do is it'll hold it the information, and so we're basically gathering more information for the system. And then, yeah, there's a lot of things you can go into. So let's see, my next favorite program is going to be, of course, the nutritional program is always good. Spinal program is good. So here we can check the various vertebrae for stress. Now we also have the dental program, where we can test the stress, try and relieve muscle strain from TNJ, and try and eliminate some bacteria that may be causing infections, etc. So an offshoot of this is going to be the energy field program, and then we have the skin rejuvenation program. So we can use anti-aging, stress reduction, facelift, etc. And so one of my next favorite programs is going to be the acupuncture program. And let's see if I can find that here. So this is the auto acupuncture program right here. So basically there's not much calculation you have to do. It automatically tests electrophysiological reactions through a cybernetic feedback loop, which means that basically it's testing the resonance to the different cataloged acupoint resonance, the base resonance, the proper resonance, and the dissonance to the acupoint meridians. So yeah, that's a little bit about what I do. And let's see what this also has, the blood analysis. So, and as well, there is a microscope attachment, so you can actually get really into the blood thing without drawing any, which is unfamiliar to a lot of people. Some people just can't understand how you can analyze the blood and not draw it. So anyway, now they also have the DNA, frequency therapy, telomere, stress reduction, which is pretty neat. And we're just going to close this down here. Some of the other programs are now they have the voice analysis test as well. This is one of the programs that got me into this. They have the voice analysis test. Now this is trivector analysis. So somehow we got back into the spinal program, and so once again the device is constantly monitoring the body. It's a cybernetic feedback loop. So whatever electrophysiological therapy is induced, the device is constantly monitoring the body, and it will not give any electrophysiological therapy that the body does not resonate with. It automatically closes the loop, shuts off the therapy if the body is not conducive to the therapy. They also have the sports program, and so this is the sports program. It's basically developed for the Olympic athletes who have only a short time to recuperate. And so anyway, if you have any questions, you can contact me at Laptops Repaired, qxlaptopservices.webs.com. And thanks for watching.